Why LiveSmart Foundational Development of the Self? Because I care, because I can, because I understand, and because I've spent many years observing many around me as I've gone through my strifes and struggles. I've also experienced through my own strifes and struggles. I'm a mom from baby to teenagers, early adults. I have worked in preschool. I have worked with adults, so I've worked with children's babies, adults, and I've seen how people operate. Communication is one of my passions, and I'd love to share and teach communication in a sense of interaction with each other. I believe our world has come to a point where people aren't really very nice to each other anymore. People don't know how to be nice anymore. People don't know how to respond to a smile. We're not sure if it's a sinister smile, or is it somebody laughing at me, or is it just somebody simply smiling. We have our reactions on the roads, in the shopping centers, with the shop assistants, with anybody that we interact with. And I'm talking now parents to teachers, teachers to parents, to principals. We have expectations of how to speak to people, what we want from others, how we want them to react. And our expectations are not met, and so we react certain ways. Sometimes we don't have expectations, and we're surprised at how other people react, good, bad, or ugly. I've witnessed and observed many of these things. I have family. I have families in that I've been married twice. So two ex-husbands will listen to me. One ex-husband and his family. I saw how he interacted with his family, how they interacted with him, how with us, with my children, with the babies. And then, of course, through divorce, how people respond, react, deal. I've been in the courthouses, going through crazy divorce, observing people there as well, because I find people absolutely fascinating. I'm one of those people who can bench sit and watch people and see how people respond, react, tease, how people react to the teasing. Sometimes they're aware, sometimes they're unaware. I am remarried to my husband, obviously, and his family, as you do when you get married. However, the family is quite dispersed, and they have their ways of reacting and dealing and communicating and arguing, fighting. I mean, there's so many ways of interaction out there. You listen to your neighbors, you interact with neighbors, or you don't interact with neighbors. You judge your neighbors. Judgment is normal, and it's okay. It's what you do with the judgments. Why do you develop the responses and the emotional reactions to things? And so in my dealings with life, I've done a lot of healing with myself, a lot of psychology development through healing. I'm not a studied psychologist. I have studied counseling. I have looked into the esoteric way of healing. I've never taken up a practice of any one way of operating. However, I have learned several operations of dealing with people, and what I have learned is that certain people respond to different stimuluses, different ways of communication, different understandings of how they see and understand, how they are coherent, as a new word, to their surroundings and behaviors. What do you resonate with? What do you not resonate with? What do you accept? What do you not accept? What do you believe? And how do you work with all of these different feelings and understandings, the emotions that come up? And sometimes, these days you probably find there's new emotions and you don't actually know what that is. I'm even experiencing new ones. And so as I grow, and I have grown and come to the understanding of many ways of behavior, I've gone from being a person who I could have temper tantrums, I could have all fall downs, I could have anger attacks, just burst into tears. I've reacted in many different ways in my life, from a child through growing up into a teenager, I became a completely different person, into becoming an adult and looking at the world and going, okay, right, well, let's just go with it. I think I've generally, you would see me as the fool. You know, in tarot and other cards, people see it as a fool. And I kind of like have gone with the flow, yet been very confused and thrown left, right, or sideways. When I say that in some of my other videos, I've mentioned that I've been put under the snow globe or in a snow globe. It's like shaking the snow globe and watching all of it settle. That's been my life. And as life settles, shake, 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 and start again from the bottom, build yourself up to something and all fall down again. So between the moods that go with all of that stuff, the developments, the understandings, becoming who I am today, able to speak as I do. I'm not sure how I'm seen as how I speak. I try and be as authentic as I can. I am, when you meet me in person, I'd like to think this is how you will see me speaking as well. And you know, I work out, I see the bigger picture in most things. So I believe I have a skill in that there is a bigger picture to every situation. Everybody is involved in everything, and I like to see everybody's angles in an argument, in a situation. And this is where I'd like to help in mediation, in arguments, helping other people to try and see it from different perspectives, try and see it from this one's angle, that one's angle, who's right, who's wrong. No one's really ever right or wrong, but in certain situations, you know, there can be a better way of how we carry ourselves forward. And it's all in forward thinking that I'd like to encourage how we do and work with foundational development of the self. So LiveSmart foundational development of the self is in helping you achieve wholeness in understanding the emotions that come, feeling okay with what's coming, processing. How do you process which mood? How do you process the situation? How do you sit back, breathe? You know, I will bring in skills of meditation. I can teach you mindfulness, meditation, versions of processing. You know, through quietness. You can process through chaos. You can process when you're driving. There's just different ways of how you can actually work with what's going on in your life, with the thoughts that come and go, with needing to quiet your mind, center yourself. There are variations that I've actually learned over the years through many ways of observation, many ways of healing. And yes, I would love to work with you. You who is ready to look at yourself and say, okay, I'm unhappy here. This is where I'm mostly unhappy, or I'm overexcited here, or I'm told this many, many times. I don't know why. Why? When you start questioning, I wonder why that is happening. What is happening there? Even if you see other people doing this, why am I always seeing this happening out there in my world? What am I observing and what am I meant to understand from what's out there? I can try and help you find a way. When I say try, I can't tell you that I'm going to find an answer. It's not up to me to find the answer. So what I do is I encourage you to find the answer within yourself. So it's in self-healing, in self-help, self-work, self-growth, but finding ways to work within yourself. Go within and find out what is it that your body is wanting you to help you with. Your mind, your brain, your connection of self, in creating the wholeness of you, working with yourself together. So, you know, I'm on my own journey as well. And on part of that journey is in helping you out there in the world. So allow me to help you, help you. And individually together, we grow. So let me help you find your foundations, solidify foundations, find them a bit more solid, and see how we navigate our way from foundation to foundation as you grow and your foundations shift, because they are forever shifting. There's one thing that is a constant, and that is change, whether you like it or not, but we can find a fun way of doing it. So sometimes fun, sometimes not, but I'm hoping to ease your mind in the learning process of how you grow and help yourself through foundational development of the self. Reach out to me at livesmartfd@gmail.com, and I look forward to working with you. Bye-bye.